in 2009, each of you had a lot of things going on. Jared, ECHL title was in Carolina, I believe. And Joe, you were stepping away from the game. But what do you remember from the 09 series against Crosby and Ovechkin? And is that somewhat comparable to the two centers in this series?
13 years ago, huh? I know they're two of the best players. And, you know, there's a lot of media spotlight on you. And obviously, you're going to see that here in this round. It's going to be exciting. They got some world-class players there, two of the best in the game, and so do we. Both teams have great depth up and down the lineup that have gotten contributions. I just think for the league, if you're a fan of the game, you're going to enjoy this series. You're going to have best on best, and it's going to be a great 7-game series.
Jared, your and Jay's backgrounds are not exactly the same, but there are a lot of similarities. Neither one of you played in the NHL. Have you been able to compare notes with him, get to know him at all, and are you guys carrying the flag for the kind of the guys who paid their dues?
I don't know. I don't really know Jay. Yeah, our paths haven't crossed a little bit. I've talked to him just casually, briefly, but I don't know him personally. But obviously, he's done a really nice job. He spent a bunch of time in the NHL under some real good coaches. Went down to the American League and has honed his craft and did a nice job there. And then he gets the opportunity, and he's making the most of it. You know, obviously, a real smart coach, real good coach. You can tell by the way their team's played since the transition. They've been getting better and better, and they're here for a reason. I don't really look at it the other way of carrying a flag or whatever. I think most guys just grinding and do whatever they can to be the best they can possibly be and coach at the highest level they possibly can and just try and keep learning. You know, that's the way I approach it.
Joe, I wanted to ask just what does Eric Johnson mean to this organization, and how fulfilling has it been for you to see him have a fully healthy season and play the way he has these playoffs?
Well, obviously it's exciting. I mean, he's been here a long, long time. He went through the rebuild. He's gone through the grind, the ups and downs, and I'm just happy that he's having a lot of fun. He's been healthy all year. He's contributing out there. He's playing great hockey for us. Obviously, that stay-at-home defenseman, big, done a great job on the penalty kill, and really just to see him smiling. He's missed the last couple playoffs, and he wished he could be part of that and help the team any way he can. So to see where he's come and to see how he's been all year and the excitement in him, he's like a kid out there, and really happy for him.
Joe, what stood out about your first meeting with Jared when you hired him, and why has he been the right voice for this group?
Oh, just it's a connection, and you know, we probably met for a couple hours, and then it takes a couple of days to decide what route you want to go. But his just you know, Jared's demeanor. We had a great conversation going over our team, the direction of the team, what we'd like. Just seemed to be the right fit for us.
Joe, you guys obviously made quite a bit of moves in going back to last offseason to the trade deadline. What do you like about those, and how much have those helped Darcy, Josh Manson, Cogliano, all those guys help you get to this spot?
Well, we feel we addressed the needs that we needed to address, and you can never have enough depth. And as you see that, unfortunately, we lost Gerard, so it was nice, really nice to have another defenseman. I thought Manson's been great for us. All the guys, and everybody's contributing, and some guys are in and out of the lineup right now, and some guys that are out of the lineup probably wish they were in and are waiting for their opportunity. So just we have competition here, and you need every single player. If you're going to go 2 months of hockey, which is ultimately our goal, you need that depth, and so far it's they've all played great.
To kind of tiptoe off his question, there's a lot of talk about the star players on both these teams, and specifically on the Avs, but guys like Darren Helm, guys like Andrew Cogliano, two of those latest additions, is this what you were envisioning when you picked them up, to have those veterans playing in a depth role that could help you when the playoffs come around?
Absolutely. I mean, you look at any championship team, they have depth, and all lines contribute, and they all have to chip in at some point. Your best players still have to be your best players if you want a chance to hoist the Stanley Cup. That's for sure. But you also need everybody else contributing and chipping in, taking some pressure off of them.
Joe, I know it's kind of an obvious question, but there's so many #1 picks on both sides. Is it just, do these playoffs kind of reinforce the importance of hitting on those picks?
Well, you definitely want to hit on all picks for sure whenever you have an opportunity to draft a quality player. And, you know, a lot of high picks for sure on both teams. That just means, I mean, every once in a while you have to go through tough times to get those players. You're not getting those players in the middle rounds. You know, you hope to hit on some of those, but they've done a good job rebuilding, and they're here, and we feel we've done a pretty good job rebuilding as well. But unless you get those players, and usually you get them high, you're right, you have to hit on those picks.
Joe, Oilers GM Ken Holland was with the Red Wings back when you were facing them. Can you just kind of touch on that rivalry back when you guys were playing them a little bit, and maybe discuss a little bit how this team is kind of different from that team?
Yeah, I mean, he's been around. Ken's been around a long time, and has done a tremendous job. And obviously, yeah, it was 20-some years ago. We had a pretty good rivalry with the Red Wings, and he's you know, he knows his talent, and it's going to be tough. We talked about depth, and if you want to go back to the rivalry, yeah, both teams had star power, and they had a lot of depth and a lot of character guys. And you see, we watched Edmonton play the last couple of series. Watch our team play against Nashville and St. Louis, and St. Louis was a heck of a hockey team. And it just seemed all the character guys stepped up and played to their identity and brought it every night. And that's why we're both here today.
Joe, Tyson Barrie is a great player for Edmonton, and he was a great player here. But that trade for Kadri, it seems like that was a real solid trade for you guys looking back on it. If you could just comment on that, please.
Well, it was, first of all, Tyson was a great player for us, and he's still a great player. He's here playing for doing a great job for the Edmonton Oilers. You know, it's tough to see. He was a fan favorite, a favorite in the dressing room, and he's put up a lot of points and brought a lot of offense to us. But at the point, obviously, we felt Kel McCarr was coming, and we were looking to add, trying to improve on a second-line center depth player, and you know, we targeted Naz Kadri, and you know, they had a lot of forwards, so the trade was. I think both teams felt the trade was good for their own teams.
We'll do 2 more questions. Peter up front.
Jared, I just want to ask, what skill set wise makes Erik Johnson and Bowen Byram just such an effective pairing these playoffs?
Well, I mean, you never know when you first put guys together what kind of chemistry they're going to have. But I do feel that, you know, or had felt at the time when Bo came back in the lineup that it was going to take him a little bit of time to get going, and having a veteran guy with him would help. Eric's a pretty vocal guy on the ice. Not all of our players are, but he's pretty vocal and he's pretty in tune with what's going on. So having a guy back there that's kind of relaxed and that's able to talk is important. We felt like Bo's best game was still yet to come. I think it's been getting better and better in every series. So with the elevation of Eric's game in the playoffs and the elevation of Bo's game in the playoffs, they've turned into be a real strong pair. Like the chemistry, I think they're doing a nice job on the offensive side of things, getting involved and making contributions, but yet they've been really solid on the defensive side, so you can use them almost against any line. So it's always nice to have, and the other pairings have something to do with that too. You know, we've liked our other pairings, and obviously things change losing Gerard. But both Eric and Bo have done a nice job stepping in with Manson as well. So we've been moving them around a little bit, but I have liked them together, and regardless of who they're playing against. Last question, back over on the right.
Joe, I know that the job's not done yet, and you've been here as a player, but what's the emotion from you when this team accomplishes reaching this point? And are you satisfied that they've moved out of the second round for the first time?
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about the second round last couple of years, and I really don't look at getting out of the second round. That wasn't the goal this year. All 4 teams that are going to be in the finals, we have the same goal. We all want to win the Stanley Cup. It was nice getting past the second round, but each year was a different circumstance, different team we played against. So we weren't playing against the second round. This last year, we did a great job against the St. Louis Blues, and that was a heck of a hockey team that we beat. And that was the goal for that round. Now we're playing a real tough Edmonton Oilers team. They've been one of the best teams in the last 3 months in the league. So we're facing them. We're not facing third round now. We're facing the Edmonton Oilers, and that's who we're trying to beat in a seven-game series.